Okay, welcome back to my crankbait fluke experiment. I only had a couple of hours to fish that day, but man, did I make the best of it. One of my shortest yet most productive trips ever. So here I'm still throwing that Evergreen crossover I was using in the previous crankbait video, but I switched from my bait casting setup to spinning because I needed a bit more depth out of this crankbait. And I'm running much thinner PE 0.6 braid on this spinning reel versus the 1.5 on my baitcaster. I also downsized to 8-pound fluoro leader, and once again just to squeeze out a little bit more depth, and with that lighter leader I definitely trust the drag on a spinning reel more than any baitcaster. So that first fish was a short, but things are going to ramp up in a second here. Quick reminder that the virtual lessons and spinner blade attachments are live on the website, cookieandfishing.com. Oh, okay. Took it and ran. I'm using probably the best all-around fluke combo ever put together, the Steez 76 AGS paired to the Vanquish 3000. I have a full review and comparison on the 23 Vanquish versus the Stella and Exist on the channel, and I'll leave a link to that video below, as well as all the gear I'm using that day. Bigger. Oh yeah. Bigger. Oh fuck. Here's the first 6-pounder you'll see, and you'll notice how that fish was hooked initially. That's the thing with hard baits. You never know how they're going to eat it, and on that day, most of my fish seemed to be nipping at the tail, resulting in some pretty precarious hookups. Yet another reason for a lighter rod and smoother drag. And there you go, that fish went a little over 6, short, fat, but you're going to see another specimen before we're done. Now at this point you might be wondering, how do I know the fish are deeper or further out? I'm fishing from shore after all. Well, as usual, I started the trip with the 1/4 ounce jig and 6-inch jerk shad in hand. Caught a few shorts and keepers, but every single one bit near the end of the cast. Now with the jig, you are fishing the entirety of your cast. It sinks exactly where it lands, but with the crankbait or jerkbait, it takes distance for that lure to dive to depth. And on my baitcaster line setup, by the time I get this crankbait down to maximum depth, I've already sailed over those fish. Whereas on thinner line, you get deeper, quicker on any bait with a diving bill. Now, some of you are wondering why I'm not using my inline single hooks in lieu of trebles. Hook configuration on crankbaits is a work in progress, but for now, let me just say that for the last few years, I've lost far more fish to deep hooking and gill hooking from inline singles and jig hooks than I ever did to treble hooks. I'll let you guys ponder that riddle while I finalize my theory on this topic. Alright. So once again, this fish barely got the tail hook. Now, it's generally thought of as a color problem when this happens over and over. Though like many pieces of conventional fishing wisdom, the answer will probably be found by some kid using live scope in the next few seasons. And if you guys don't know what live scope is, be thankful it probably won't impact your saltwater fishing for another few years. Okay, this next fish was an absolute unit, and if you're wondering at the odd hook set, she knocked several feet of slack in my line when she T-boned that crankbait.
Oh, what the fuck?
Holy shit. Yeah, definitely happy I had the Vanquish drag to deal with this fish on 8-pound leader. There are smoother drags out there, just not on reels I would use in saltwater. This fish was sort of a freak in nature. I've seen some fat fluke at this point, but these fish, the fish that are built this way, is the reason I always carry my 15-pound boga grip.
6.5, 23 inch.
So normally a 23-inch fish is between 4.5 to maybe 5.5 pounds. Definitely nice to document these outlier fish with reliable scales, and it doesn't get more reliable than a boga grip. Okay, the crankbait fluke experiment will continue, but I just wanted to share this short little trip, 2 fish over 6 pounds on the crankbait. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.